It's on the ground. This is a tornado crossing Highway 51 right now, no doubt.
Campbell Hill and Ava, take cover now.
You are in the direct path of this tornado.
People are trapped in their homes in Perryville.
This is mile marker 133.
Homes that were destroyed by the winds.
This is why we issued the First Alert Action Day. We will not go off the air until everybody tonight is safe. What we want is nothing to be going on at 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, but Futurecast is really beginning to pick up on this trend. And if the radar does look like this tomorrow evening, we will likely have warnings issued, and some of them could be tornado warnings because the atmosphere will be conducive for rotating thunderstorms. Listen up, we're declaring a First Alert Action Day for tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. We're under a threat of severe weather, including possible tornadoes. This is a developing situation, so download our weather app and stay with First Alert Weather for the latest. The atmosphere that this storm is moving into is very conducive for tornadoes, especially as we head towards 8:30 this evening, as the low-level winds will pick up just a bit. If you live along Highway 67 between Farmington and Fredericktown, we have the possibility of another developing tornado to the northwest of Fredericktown and northwestern Madison County, headed right along the Madison County, St. Francis County line. What has me concerned is we're seeing some darker reds showing up right here near that rotation, and that tells us that the storm is growing there, and if that growth can tap into that circulation, that's how we get tornadoes to form. Again, we're going to put a new storm track on this rotation, not on the storm itself. I'm not going to track the storm. I'm going to track the rotation of the storm, the most dangerous part of the storm, off to the northeast at about 60 miles per hour. Brian, are they still tracking that off at 60 miles per hour?
Yes, absolutely. Still tracking that severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado off to the northeast at 60 miles an hour. An update from the National Weather Service. Let's see, best rotation just east of Roselle and Madison County. So this is
right
northern Madison County, right where we're zoomed in right now.
Now,
so
I've drawn mine just a little bit.
It looks like it's getting stronger.
Than east to southeast, more than northeast. Maybe ask yourself, why am I doing that? Well, each one of these new circulations has formed on the southern end of the storm as a new updraft is formed. So the storm itself is going to kind of move off into this direction right here, but the new circulations keep forming a little further south. So the actual circulation, the most dangerous part of the storm, will probably go near Libertyville here and between Perryville and Chester, right along Interstate 55. And each one of these lines is 15 minutes. So that's 30 minutes. It's reaching I-55 if it continues at this speed. Perry County not under the warning as of yet, but I believe that they probably will be under a warning. The donut hole's getting bigger.
Yes, it is.
The rotation is tighter. I have a hard time believing we do not have a tornado on the ground with this signature. We're still thankfully not getting a debris signature. I know it's a little bit away from the radar, but we're getting some large hail in this as well, folks. So this is a very intense thunderstorm. This is the storm of the day so far. If you live in Perryville, you need to be seeking shelter. New tornado warning coming out right now for Perryville as we speak. You can see it was just updated. It's based on that new updated path, based on a telltale sign of a radar-indicated tornado. Thankfully, that's all it is right now, but we're continuing to track the debris to see if it picks anything up. This doesn't mean that it hasn't hit anything. It doesn't mean that we don't have a tornado on the ground. All it means is the radar is not picking up debris right now from this storm, but it is picking up very, very large hail. Brian is, I think he's just done a shear update, so I need to do it as well. And this is probably not good. No, it's not good news. That is there. I have a hard time believing, Brian, that we do not have a tornado on the ground.
Yeah, we need to treat this very, very seriously.
With that shear. That shear is very, very tight. We're talking about winds in the radar, at least, showing shear over 120 miles per hour. Not saying that that's on the ground at 120 miles per hour, but that is gate-to-gate tight, strong shear, and that's what we see. That is textbook. When you look up tornado velocity in a textbook, when you take a weather class, that is what it looks like right there. Same story for you, Perryville. You got 8 minutes. I know the line says 15. I'm only giving you 8 based on the speed of this storm. If you're on the north end of Perryville, definitely get in your basement. This is a strong radar indicated tornado, at least on radar. We have not had any ground truth to it, and I hope it is aloft. I hope it's not on the ground, but this is headed towards a significant population area. Everybody in Perry County, Western Perry County especially, to be in a safe spot. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If you are in a basement, you want to be in a basement that is not a walkout basement. If that's all you have is a walkout basement, there will be interior rooms in your walkout basement as well, and that will definitely help keep you safe. When we see circulation this tight on radar, there's a tornado on the ground, especially in the environment that the storm is in. Highway M, Highway NN, all these areas need to be in your safe spot. 51, yes, north of Perryville especially. If you live anywhere near Highway 51 in Perry County, north of Perryville, you need to be seeking shelter right now, as we have a strong indication of a tornado that is moving across interstate, or about to cross Interstate 55 right now and head on the north end of Perryville. There's our possible tornado. You see the bright blue and the fuchsia. That's strong winds going towards the radar, strong going away. When they come right next to each other, the only thing that does that in nature, now that's a tornado. If you can hear me and you're in Perry County, get in a basement, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And there it is. There's our tornado right there. You can see the pink and the blue right next to each other. I want to see if we have any light debris that's lining up with it. Oh, yeah, that's it's on the ground. This is a tornado crossing Highway 51 right now. No doubt that is a debris signature. We have a tornado that is on the ground right now.
Confirmed tornado north of Perryville, moving east-northeast.
This is a confirmed tornado on the ground by Doppler radar. This is debris. This is cars, trees. Whenever we see it in this, can we move? Let's go ahead and move this pan off right here about the shelter. I'll talk about that in a second. This is pegged out at a 10. That tells us that is heavy debris, something that's in the air that is not meteorological, more than likely wood, trees, siding, could even be cars. I hope that's not the case, but that is a telltale sign of debris. We have a tornado on the ground. There's the update. It is continuing. The debris is being spread off to the northeast. So we have a tornado that is on the ground right now north of Perryville. We now have the tools not only to see the rotation, but to see where the debris is. This is probably going to be rain wrapped to where you would not be able to see it. So I know we've got our storm tracker out there, but I have them in a safe position. I don't want you going out looking for this storm, because it may be hard to see based on, boy, it is getting even tighter. That circulation is very tight right here to the northeast of Perryville. If you live anywhere along Highway 3 in southern Randolph County or western Jackson County in southern Illinois, you need to be in your basement. This circulation is just intense. Yes. It continues to grow, and it's entering in an environment that is favorable for this to continue for quite some time.
Absolutely. We have a large tornado moving east-northeast toward Rockwood, folks. Take cover immediately. If you live in extreme southern Randolph County, take cover now.
Brian, we got reports of overturned vehicles on I-55, also considerable damage in the area. Considerable damage in the area. That's from the National Weather Service chat room that just came out. Again, this is 3 miles north of Perryville. Emergency managers report that reported that vehicles are overturned along Interstate 55 near mile marker 133, and there is considerable damage in the area. Unfortunately, that's what I was afraid of. Anybody in the Ava area along Highway 3, get in a safe zone. This tornado has already injured people. We can pray and hope that nobody is seriously injured. This is why we issued the First Alert Action Day. This is why we are on the air right now, and we're going to stay with this, because the atmosphere told us over the past couple of days that this was a possibility, and there is definitely a tornado wrapped up right in there. It's very tight circulation. Again, power flashes, meaning that this thing is still on the ground. We're still seeing debris being blown downwind from the circulation. This storm's been on the ground for about 20 miles. This is what we would call a long track significant tornado, and that's what we were concerned with, a long track significant tornado this evening, and that's what we've got right here now. Well, we got a strong hook echo now forming with this storm in just to the south and west of Campbell Hill as we continue to track this very dangerous storm. If you don't have a basement, get into that interior room, put as many walls between you and the outside, get a baseball helmet on, get a bicycle helmet on, anything to help with flying debris. All right, Jeff, I know you got some information over there, some latest information. What you got for us?
Well, Grant, I'm sorry to say this, but we're getting reports of at least one death now.
This is why we need to take this situation seriously. These are deadly tornadoes, and we have one on the ground right now that is going into the town of Ava. Right now, Ava, you need to be seeking shelter. This tornado has already caused injuries, caused significant damage, and unfortunately at least one fatality, and it is still on the ground. It just updated. The debris is closer to you now. It is still on the ground. This is a long track, significant tornado, and I pray that this dissipates before hitting town. What scares me is what the debris signature could look like once it moves through Ava, because that is a tight circulation. We continue to see the threat of a tornado on the ground right now moving into Ava. Again, Ava, you need to be in your safe spot. We want to make sure that everybody is safe. That is why we are on the air. We will not go off the air until everybody tonight is safe in the entire heartland. Ava, this is a tight circulation that is moving into your community right now. Again, I hope my weather watcher Mike Jennings is watching. I'm sure he is. I hope you've warned all your folks to get in shelter. This is a serious tornado. This tornado is still on the ground. This tornado is still doing damage. Every time it goes into a populated area, the debris signature really picks up, and I can show you this here in just a second. Again, this is a tornado on the ground right now paralleling Highway 4. You see that debris detection? See how it got real dark there? Something significant has been hit in Ava. Ava has been hit by a tornado, at least on radar. We're seeing debris that is flying in the air right now, and as we take a look at the shear, it matches the debris signature perfectly. Right there, we're seeing the possibility of debris flying around in the air one more time. So we're going to play it safe. We're going to do 50 because this has been on the ground for quite some time. And I want everybody that's out ahead of this, Benton, West Frankfort, all these folks, Elkville, DuQuoin, you're close enough to where you need to be thinking about getting in a safe place. I'm tracking the circulation right now off to the east-northeast. And I may have to back things out just a bit. I'm going to. That's 45 miles per hour, basically. So we're just going to leave it like this. They're going to be here before. This tornado will be in these locations about 3 minutes earlier than what you're seeing right here. We've got a tornado on the ground now east of Ava. It's headed towards the West Frankfort area. It's headed for the Benton area as well. Again, this is doing damage. We see damage on First Alert Doppler Network. This tornado touched down right here. That is a long track tornado, folks. It is still on the ground. It is still doing damage, at least from our eyes on radar. And I can't think it wouldn't be based on what radar is showing us. So you said 55 miles per hour, Brian?
Yes.
Okay, look at that. 55 miles per hour. It is almost out of the heartland, but it still will be moving into areas. But you can see Benton, you are now under this warning as well. Find your basement, find a safe spot right now. Don't wait. Just do it. Turn the TV up, bring your mobile device with you. You can watch us on the weather app. This storm has unfortunately killed people, so we want to keep everybody out of harm's way.